It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Well, good morning, everybody. Hope it's a good Monday for you. Maybe you're off today because it's President's Day. Some people are. A lot of people are not, of course. We'll get to more on President's Day coming up in just a little bit. But first, let's begin with some news, Sarah.
An unusual investigation in Howell County Sunday morning. A car was stopped in the road along County Road 5130 with a driver slumped over the steering wheel. Well, while deputies were taking care of that, they found in that car a homemade explosive, which was apparently live. The bomb squad was called in to disarm that device. The driver was subsequently arrested and is now facing multiple charges.
Wow.
Interesting. No word on
why was he slumped
motive.
up? Do we know? Was it a trick? Was he slumped
No,
over for
likely
some reason?
likely impaired.
Impaired. Okay.
Drug dealers in Arkansas are about to face much harsher penalties. The new governor there, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, is proposing legislation that would increase charges against drug dealers if they deliver drugs that can cause an overdose. Trafficking fentanyl, for instance, could get you from 25 to 60 years in prison, plus a $1 million fine. That bill will soon go before the state legislature.
Well, you know what? We got to do something. People are dying of fentanyl all over the place. It's being brought across the border in insane numbers. I saw just last week they stopped enough fentanyl coming across the border to kill like half the country. It's stuff is so potent.
Yeah, I saw that too. And a lot of people,
we got to get serious about it.
Some younger people don't recognize the potency because it's different depending on who made it and where it came from. So it's not always, the same across the board, which is a problem for people, anyone, I guess, regardless of their age. But
yeah, it's unbelievably deadly, and we've got a big problem on our hands. So good for her trying to stop it. Back in the Ozarks, break-in in Willard school district over the weekend. Police tell us it was juveniles that did it. They identified them on security cameras. Police say they were only able to gain access to a small area of a high school. No word yet on the damage done, how much damage in dollar figures was done. And of course, the school and police are trying to get a hold of everybody involved. But I don't know what their intentions were, but it reminds me of my wife years ago. She probably wouldn't want to admit this on a podcast, but didn't you sneak into your high school or something?
I did. And I got caught. But you know what happened to me? I got licked.
You got spanked?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Mr.
right.
Sparks, Gary Sparks, if you're watching this broadcast, I thought he might go easy on me because I'm female. And he did not. I had bruises on my butt, but he had to bring in witnesses to the paddling because, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm a female or if that was the same across the board for both guys and gals. But yeah, I got licks my senior year, and he was serious business. He was like, you're either getting licks or you're not going to walk at graduation. And so, listen, parents, if you found out that your Willard high schooler was involved in this, and I don't know what the damage was. We didn't do any damage. We just wanted to throw a party in the school because we thought it would be cool. We weren't looking to break any windows, which these guys apparently did. I actually had the key to the school, which was a problem. That was a trust issue. Anyway, I'm just saying that there's hope on the other side. You need to know that. I haven't broken into a school in at least 25 years. So
since then, was that your last time?
Since then, that was the last time. That was in the year 2000, and that was the last time. So
well, see what a good paddling will do.
Oh man, I don't think they do that anymore, do they?
I can't imagine that they do.
Yeah, I did go on to be valedictorian, by the way. You'll be happy to know.
They let the valedictorian walk across the graduation stage. That worked out. All right, back to the news. If you drive over Cherry Street Bridge, heads up. The State Highway Department is getting ready to start work on it. They're on the east side of town. It's near the Costco over there. The bridge runs over Highway 65. The entire bridge will be closed in the evening and overnight hours from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. every day and evening this week. So that could affect a lot of people. Just know that and figure a different way around. There's lots of options.
Egg prices have skyrocketed in recent months, and we now know just how severe that issue is. Industry leaders say this past year was apparently the most devastating year ever for the turkey industry, specifically with the avian flu outbreak. It killed millions of birds. In the most recent outbreak, 58.4 million birds had to be slaughtered across 47 states. That's because anytime the virus is detected at all, the entire flock has to be put down. In Iowa, which is the nation's largest egg producing state, they had to kill nearly 16 million birds.
Unbelievable. Wow. All right, let's take a look at the weather. It was a nice weekend, wasn't it? And we're just going to continue that to start the week. Monday, here we are, 64 degrees, partly sunny, mostly sunny tomorrow, 61, 64 on Wednesday, with a cold front moving in. So there's maybe some thunderstorms that'll happen on Wednesday. On Thursday, 45 degrees for the high. So that's after the cold front moves in. So for a couple of days, it's going to be 45. That's as cold as it's going to be. And then we'll move back into the 50s on Saturday, 60s on next weekend with maybe some more rain. But, again, another warm week. We're a week closer to spring, as I see it. And today, of course, is President's Day. A lot of folks maybe have the day off. We know government offices and banks have the day off. They will be closed. It's a time you can cast an absentee ballot for the April election as well. If you can't make it to the polls on Election Day, absentee voting begins tomorrow in Greene County. You have to provide a valid reason for why you need to vote absentee. I don't think you have to do that anymore, do you?
You do up until 2 weeks out. At 2 weeks, I think. Why don't you quote me on this? Shane Scholer's like, no, that's not right. I think it's right, though. Once you hit the 2 week mark, then you don't have to have an excuse. Right.
No excuse. Yeah, because that was the law changed, and now you can do no excuse absentee, whereas before you used to have to swear to a reason why you weren't going to be there, not just because you didn't want to go to the polls on Election Day.
Hey, I get it.
So
I get it.
So heads up.
For the record.
What?
Okay. Now to this. Netflix users. This is for you, Mr. Forhets. If you share your password so that other people can use your account, Netflix is about to shut you down. Fortune and Business Insider, both of them are reporting that the company will put a stop to the free password sharing starting in the fourth quarter, as soon as March, in fact. Fortune reports that Netflix has more than 100 million households that are using accounts paid for by other people.
Yep.
That's you, right?
Enough.
Do you do that?
Yeah. I don't pay
That's
for
what
it.
we call theft, sir.
No, it's not. They allow it. It's not theft. Yeah. I don't know if Netflix is listening, so I don't want to say too much. But they're gonna figure out a way.
That they're not.
They're gonna figure out a way. They're gonna figure out a way. Neither is your high school principal.
Hey, sometimes, listen, every once in a while, people from high school tell me that they saw us on the podcast.
Well, you are in the High School Hall of Fame in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma. That's true.
Big town, My
point is they're going to allow the sharing, but you're going to have to pay more for it. So if you want to have, 3 family members outside your home, then they're going to charge you an extra $2 or $3 each for each of those people. So it's still allowed, but you're going to have to pay a little bit more for it. So I believe that's the situation.
I do too. Okay. So hopefully you can correct me if I say this word wrong. So just know that. But here we go. The Battlefield Mall is getting another new food joint. Oh. It is called Fusion Eats. That should open next month. It's going to go where the Southwest Grill, the Moe's, was, but Moe's shut down. So they are no more, okay. Which is a bummer, huh? I went there one time. It was kind of expensive, but I liked it. And I'm a cheapskate. So that's coming from a cheapskate calling it expensive. Anywho, they're closing down at the mall. the mall location. So that's where this new place is going to go, Fusion Eats, and they will offer acai bowls, wraps, and rice bowls. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think you said it right. I just think it's an obnoxious way to say it, even though it's probably how it's pronounced. It's a little much. There's a lot involved in 4 letters there. Too much. Too much.
They will offer ACAI bowls.
Let's just go with a Kai. Okay? No.
I think it's acai though.
It is. You did it right. I just think that's a little much. It seems a little much.
Someone's going to correct me in the comments. It's fine. I'm not.
You're right. That's the way that you said it correctly. You said it correctly. Meta, parent company of Facebook and Instagram, testing out a new subscription service, doing exactly what Twitter's doing now. It will allow users to pay for a verified account. It's no longer free. Twitter's doing it. Now Facebook says, hey, that's not a bad idea. So it's going to be an extra $12 to $15 a month. Meta will use a government ID to verify a user's account and give the account that blue badge. It's a check mark now, I think, isn't it? Is it a blue check mark? Yeah, because I
think it's a check mark on Facebook, but I think on Instagram, maybe it's like a badge looking thing. Okay. Speaking of, follow me on Instagram if you're not. I feel like I have a big following on Facebook, but lesser so on Instagram. It is different. It's a different platform. So
it is a different platform. So we are verified on Facebook, but it looks like if we want to keep our verification, Sarah, we're going to have to start paying for it. It's usually the badges were free. The check mark on Facebook were free, and I guess it's the same on Instagram, and reserved for notable public figures as well as businesses. But they say this is a way for lesser known normal folks to be but who have highly followed accounts to be verified and keep people from impersonating you. So it hasn't kept anybody from impersonating me. I can tell you that.
By the way, I think that we are grandfathered in. If I read it correctly, yeah. If you already are verified, then it won't affect you. This is for like new people. Like coming on board or whatever. And the difference in price, the $12 to $15 depends on your platform. Basically, like, are you using an Apple? I think Apple is actually the one that's $15. Your regular PC is $12. Anyway, I don't know. I get it because it would stink to be impersonated, honestly. And
it still happens.
Maybe, but if you have the blue check mark, at least that one you could say, okay, this person has been verified by Meta.
Yeah, which one is real.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
But here's the deal: people have it doesn't happen often, but it's happened a few times. Impersonate my account and then comment to people on my page as me commenting to them and saying, hey, we need to go have a private message. I just had to do that recently. Go in and do damage control, block that person, and say, hey, listen to everybody who he said that to, he or she, and say, hey, listen, that wasn't me. Somebody's impersonating my account. Don't do anything they ask you to do. So it's weird.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Anywho, so I don't know. I understand the verification thing, but yeah, but that stinks. Good news for us is I think we're grandfathered in, if I read that correctly. So also this is happening at a time when Meta or Facebook has more users than ever. So like huge number of growth in users, but their profits are down because fewer people are advertising apparently online. So that's an issue. I mean, and I get it. 1 billion people use them or how many ever it is now. And they're not making enough money. So I don't know. I don't fault them. They're still a businessman. People get mad at Facebook and Twitter or whatever, but it's still a genius who sat behind that and came up with that concept. And so they deserve to get paid for it.
Well, yeah, we're all using it for free. I mean, they're stealing all our information, or we're giving it to them, and they're using that. Don't think.
Yes, sir. We're giving it to them. So by the way, this is me on Instagram. Are you on Instagram?
I am on Instagram. I don't do much on it.
I'm getting texts from my sister. This is me. See, it's not verified. I don't think.
Nope. On Insta.
Nope.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Monday, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Bye.
Still counting.